Okay, you guys are all set.
Thanks, Jen. This is Council President Stacy Kelly. Today is December 15th. We're getting ready to begin our committee meetings, and we'll start that off with Police and Fire with Chairperson Pat Elliott.
Thank you, Madam President. I have both chiefs here, Chief Saloom, Chief Mecklenburg.
Yes, Chief Saloom's here.
Chief Mecklenburg's here. All right, Chief Saloom, you can go first tonight. How's that?
Sounds good.
Looks like you have a couple things for us to discuss. The fuel man and this Chagrin Valley dispatch.
That's correct. I'll start with the fuel man, if that's okay, Councilman.
Absolutely.
Okay, this is Chief Saloom. I just want to discuss the fuel man requisition. My plan is to submit this to Finance Committee. It's $30,000. It's for the 2021 budget. It's our annual fuel costs for the cruisers and the police cars and the unmarked cars. It's been pretty much $30,000 each year, and it just needs Finance Committee approval to start the blanket requisition for next year.
Okay, yeah, this is a yearly thing for anyone that doesn't know that. And it's been $30,000 for as long as I can remember. I don't think it's moved. So
no, Councilman. It's yeah, you're correct. It's been $30,000. It's what we budgeted each year, anticipating fuel cost and usage.
Correct. Does anyone have any questions or issues with this on my committee?
Councilman Cooley,
Martin. Councilman Martin.
No issues for Martin.
Okay. Make a motion to put this on fuel man for $30,000. Get a second.
Martin, second.
All in favor? Do a roll call. John.
Councilman Cooley, yes.
Councilman Martin.
Martin, yes.
Elliott, yes. Okay. Chief, next.
This is Chief Saloom again. Yes, next we have Chagrin Valley Dispatch. This is our dispatch center. Dispatches police and fire. The line item comes out of our budget. Again, this is just to start it for 2021 so that there's no interruption, not only in service but in payment. I believe the amount you have in front of you is $169,000. This year includes a small price increase, only 1.75%, and they're offering support for all our radios. That's included in the $169,000 if I opt to choose that radio service. So again, it's every year. Last year, I believe we budgeted $165.
Correct. And this is police and fire, correct?
That's correct. Traditionally, it comes out of the police budget. We try and take care of the firemen, so we'll take it out of our budget.
That's very nice of you, Chief.
We appreciate it.
Does anyone have any questions about this? This is Chagrin Valley Dispatch. We switched over a few years ago because Broadview Heights went away, so we went with Chagrin Valley. We usually get a discount, isn't that true, Chief? A small return.
Yes, that's correct. Actually, Councilman, it's a reimbursement on our capitalization, our initial capitalization cost, because we were one of the 4 cities that started the dispatch center, us, Broadview Heights, Brexville, and Independence. So as more members join, we get a little bit of a rebate each year until the center is full. So that's total $29,000 and some change over the last 2 years.
Okay. Any questions from my committee? Councilman Kuyu?
None here, Councilman. Thank you.
Councilman Martin?
No comments.
Okay. Make a motion to approve Chagrin Valley Dispatch for $169,000. Can I get a second, please?
Morton, second.
Roll call. Martin?
Martin, yes.
Kuyu?
Kuyu, yes.
Elliott's a yes. Okay, Chief, do you have anything else for us?
No, I don't, Councilman.
Any updates on anything? Nothing?
No, not at this time.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for Chief Saloom before he goes?
Councilman Elliott? This is Council President Kelly. I have a question, please.
Go ahead, Madam President.
Both issues that the police chief spoke to regarding Fuelman and the Chagrin Valley Dispatch, are those on emergency?
Chief, I don't see them as an emergency. Do you?
No, Councilwoman Kelly, to answer your question, the Fuelman just needs Finance Committee approval tonight, 2 of the 3, because it's between $25,000 and $50,000. The Chagrin Valley Dispatch, the recommendation is, as we've done the last 2 years, is consent agenda for the next meeting. So there's no emergency. It's not an ordinance. There's no emergency clause. Those are the 2 requests.
Got it. Okay, thanks for the clarification.
No problem.
Okay. Councilman Schnitsky, I think you had a question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Councilman Elliott. I just, an aside on the Fuelman. Currently, the Shell station doesn't accept Fuelman, so we don't tank up anywhere in Seven Hills. I think we either use the Marathon or a Giant Eagle. I'd like to, at some point, have somebody, and I don't know whether the chiefs would do it or the mayor would do it or somebody, but we ought to try to talk to Meyer to see that they get the Fuelman paperwork going so that we can tank up with a Seven Hills business down the road. So I don't know when or who would be responsible for doing that, but I'd very much so like to see us spending our pool dollars within the city limits if we can. Thank you.
I agree with you, Councilman Schnitsky. Mr. Mayor, can we comment on that?
This is Mayor Biasi. I'll be happy to take the lead on that.
Thank you. Okay, no further questions for Chief Saloom. Thank you, Chief. And we'll go to Chief Mecklenburg.
Yes, sir.
The floor is yours. Do you have anything for us tonight?
Do you have the folder in front of you? Because the only thing I can think of is what's coming with the fire levy.
Yeah, I don't have anything. I didn't see anything in the folder for you tonight.
Nope, I don't believe I have anything other than what was coming with the fire levy.
Okay, well, if you want to talk about it, feel free.
No, it's just, I believe, kind of the starting point for getting the fire levy renewal put on the ballot for next year. So it's just the first piece that needs to get the ball rolling, that's all.
Okay. Any questions?
This is Mayor Biasi.
Mr. Mayor.
I kind of like, we need to have some discussion on this. It could be in your committee or finance or both. I'll defer to the council president when she would like us to have that discussion.
Madam President?
Yes, Chairperson. I'm fine if we want to do it now in police and fire.
Fabulous. Chairman Elliott, may I?
You have the floor, Mayor.
All right. As most of the council should know, our fire levy expires this year, at the end of 2021. I'm recommending the council that we do a straight up renewal, same millage, same number of years. There is some subsidy from the general fund to fire operations, but I think from a budgetary standpoint, we're able to handle that. So on tonight's agenda, if not for council, the first step here is that resolution of necessity to go to the county. It's a formality, and they certify the tax dollar amounts. And then when we get those tax dollar amounts, then the next step is we take that information from the county and we'll put it into an ordinance that we would then, if we all agree to this, put on the May ballot. It's a renewal. Renewals have a highly successful rate of passage, but putting it on the May ballot protects us in the event we have any issues. We can come back in November. That's all I have on that. Director Pignatello, did you have any concerns about the ordinance, the resolution that's on the agenda this evening? The resolution of necessity. Are we able to go forward with it tonight?
Is Director Pignatello on? Apparently not.
He's here. I think he's just muted.
All right, how's that?
There you go.
Yes, it should be passed tonight on emergency. It's ready to go, and it's necessary that we get moving, so I recommend we pass it tonight on emergency.
Okay. Okay. So that would be resolution number 31?
No, that's resolution 33.
Oh, okay.
Chairperson Elliott, Chairperson Elliott, this is Councilperson Kelly.
Go ahead, Madam President.
Are we still proceeding this evening with the resolution to proceed for the fire department levy?
Apparently, yes.
Director Pignatello, there isn't any issues with it. Originally, I thought he had conveyed some concern to me, but I think maybe that was the ordinance that would be forthcoming after we get the information back. Am I correct, Director Pignatello, that the resolution for necessity is okay tonight? Just want to...
Yes. Resolution number 33, 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, and all that is asking the county to certify the tax dollar value that would be raised on a potential fire levy. And we get that information, and we could come back and put it in an ordinance. And the ordinance then would be for us to put it on the ballot at a later meeting.
Okay. Is everyone clear on that? So we just...
I just have a question, Chairperson. So
Go
we're
ahead,
doing the
ma'am.
resolution of necessity. Thank you. We're doing the resolution of necessity tonight. Are we
Right.
addressing the resolution to proceed this evening as well? Is it a two-pronged thing that we're talking about?
It's a two-pronged thing. Pignatello, for you.
Yeah, Director Pignatello, go ahead.
Yes, it's a couple-step process. The first thing is the resolution of necessity. We send that down to the county fiscal officer, who determines the total current valuation of the city and the dollar amount that would be generated by the renewal levy. When they put that information together and send it back to us, then we do a resolution to proceed. And when we get that passed, we send that down to the Board of Elections by February 3rd.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll Chairman.
Mr. Mayor, go ahead.
Yes, I'd just like to take it a step further. I believe the discussion starts now, and it's an ordinance. The ordinance isn't required to put it on the ballot, I believe. But anyhow.
Yeah, it's a resolution, but anyhow.
I'll defer to you. It's a resolution to put it on the ballot. I would, okay. Tonight's meeting, we'll vote on to ask the county to certify the values. So, do we want to pass through committee today a resolution for the first reading of the resolution to proceed? I think that's the council president was getting to. And if we're able to do that from a legal standpoint, I believe it's expeditious to do this. Because if we do that, we can have 3 readings. We can have the last one in December and the 2 in January and still make the deadline. So, basically, if I would ask council to make a motion, get a second, and pass it through committee, so that 2 weeks from today, the first reading of the resolution proceed can be on the agenda. If there isn't any discussion and everyone's good with the renewal. I think that's kind of the first question. Is there anyone that disagrees with the renewal? They think it should be a greater or less? Hearing none, I would think that nobody has any problems with a renewal. So I'd like the safety committee to make a motion to put the resolution to proceed on the December 29th agenda.
This is Cheryl, the clerk. We need the information to get back here from the county to prepare that second resolution. So I would assume if the information obtained from the county is back in time to prepare that second resolution, you can go ahead and do it. But if you didn't have the information, you'd be reading a blank ordinance or an ordinance in blank.
Well, Chairman, this is maybe if we don't get the information, then we couldn't have the ordinance. But last time they turned it in like 2 days. So if we don't make it, if we don't have the discussion today, it won't be on the agenda. We can't have 3 readings. So,
Mr. Mayor, do we need to have 3 readings on it?
No, you can have 1, 2. No, there's
correct.
We're not in a charter. 1 reading with emergency is fine. I just thought anything to do with tax, that council would probably want the courtesy of as many readings as possible.
Correct. I had also, I'm not, I mean, this was kind of just thrown at us, so I'm not sure. Councilman Martin, Councilman Cooley, do you have anything to say on this?
Councilman Cooley, I do not.
Councilman Martin?
Nothing further at this time.
Okay.
Elliot, if I might add, if we put it on the agenda, it really starts the discussion and more robust. And if anyone over the next 6 weeks disagrees with the approach, we can amend it and send it down. So.
Okay. All right, I'll take that into consideration.
Mr. Chairman, Pignatello.
Director Pignatello, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to give it 3 readings, Mayor, and that it has to be passed on emergency. You don't want to have the situation where the residents have this theoretical referendum that they could bring. That would screw the whole thing up. Why would you give the residents the right to pass a referendum when what we're doing is putting something on the ballot? The residents will get to hear everything they need to know, and will get their opportunity to vote on it. I'd hate to see it get gummed up and they think that there's like potentially 2 cracks at this. You follow me?
This is Mayor Biassiata. I follow you, Director Pignatello. But
Okay.
at any point, we can add the emergency. We can have 3 full readings and add the emergency to the last one, and then that ensures that there won't be any disruption getting it to the board. Or we can pass it next week and give 30 days. Any way you want to work it is fine with me. But this is it should be a non-event, a renewal of a very important service.
I agree.
Okay, anyone else have anything?
Councilman, this is Councilman Snitsky. The only thing I would say is that I think one way or the other, I think 3 readings are always best if you can do them so that the public is fully informed. And like the mayor said, if we get to the 3rd reading and we want to pass it on emergency, we can do so. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Well, this is Councilman Elliott. I make a motion to put resolution number 33-2020 on the December 29th agenda.
Point of order.
Point of order. I'm sorry, Chairman Elliott. The motion to put the resolution to proceed, which hasn't been assigned a number yet.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of confused on this.
It is confusing.
Councilman Elliott, this is Council President Kelly. What we have on the
Go
agenda this evening, is a resolution of necessity to get the ball rolling to renew the fire levy. What the mayor is referring to, there's a second prong to that, which is a resolution to proceed. We want to get the ball rolling so that when the resolution of necessity comes back from the county, we'll have the resolution to proceed lined up. So what we want to do, I think ultimately, is make a motion to approve the resolution to proceed for the agenda.
Right.
So that way we get it on the agenda and we're prepared when we get that resolution of necessity back.
Copy. Okay. Well, I will try this again. Bear with me. I make a motion to put the resolution to proceed on the December 29th agenda.
Martin,
Can I get a second? Councilman Cooley?
Yes.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Elliott is a yes. Okay. Sorry about that, Chief Mecklenburg. Do we have,
No
no
apologies.
Do you have anything else for us this evening?
I do not.
You do not. Does anyone have any questions for Chief Mecklenburg? Okay. If that is all, I will make a motion to adjourn the Safety Committee at 6:24.
Martin, second.
Can I get all right. Councilman Cooley?
Yes.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Elliott's a yes. We're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson Elliott. Moving on to Public Works with Chairperson John Cooley.
Thank you, Council President. Public Works will open at approximately 6:24 this evening. There are 2 things that I see here that need to be discussed this evening. The first one is a signal agreement for the traffic signals in the Seven Hills area. It's a maintenance package. Director Johnson, is there anything else other than just needing a vote on this that we should know about this or need to know about this other than what's in here?
Councilman Cooley, Signal Service, we've used them for several years now. Signal Service, they provide signal maintenance. There are 4 signals in the city that we are responsible for. And if a signal goes down, we can dispatch them out immediately to come out and repair the signal. They've also done some repairs of lights in the ball fields and things like that. They also put the flags up along the parade route before Memorial Day, and they take them down at Labor Day. All that's included in that contract. In prior years, there are about 3 companies in the area that will provide the service, and in prior years, we've polled them, and the prices are pretty consistent, and Signal Service continues to be the most cost-effective for the city.
Okay, nice. Yeah, it looks like that they're pretty responsive to all the stuff that needs to be taken care of. It looks like in the memo here. So, now a question on that: when the new signal goes up at the Myers down there, will that cover the cost of that also too? Are they aware of that, or has anybody asked them that?
Councilman, that signal will be maintained by the city of Parma.
Okay.
So, and they're a part of the project. They've been involved in the installation of the signal, and but they will maintain the signal.
Okay, great. And the service that says is for $6,000. Can I get a motion to pay the $6,000 for signal services?
I'll second it.
Okay, thank you. Roll call.
Yes. Kuriazis, yes.
Thank you. Councilman Snitsky, yes?
I'm sorry, I said yes earlier.
Okay, all right. Thank you. And Councilman Kuyu is yes. So, okay, we've taken care of that. Hang on a second here. And we have from Shred-it. It looks like a 3-year deal on that as well, also too, for shredding services. It's $690 a year, and a total for the 3 dates, or not 3 years, but the 3 dates for shredding service would be $2,070. This one also came from Director Johnson as well, also too. Anything else other than that? We've used these guys before then, too, Director?
Mr. Chairman, yes, we have. The shred dates, community shred dates, are very popular with the residents in the community, and our dates, in order to lock them in, we have to have these contracts signed and approved back to them in order to lock our dates in. But we're tentatively looking at April 20th, June 15th, and August 17th of next year.
Okay, I was looking for the dates on here, and I just saw that when you said that April date on here. So, okay, got it.
One other thing, Chairman. Last year the prices were $600 a date, so the cost has gone up $90 a date.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to go ahead and get this rolling for these services on the shredded services. Can I get a second?
Kuriazis, second.
Roll call. Councilman Snitsky?
Yes.
Councilman Kuriazis?
Yes.
And Councilman Kuyu is a yes. I don't believe I didn't see anything else in the folder. Was there anything else that needed to be spoken about this evening, Director?
I had nothing else, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions on these 2 items? Council? Okay. Anybody in administration?
Mr. Chairman, this is Engineer Collins.
Okay, Engineer.
Yeah, hello. Good evening. If it's not on these 2 specific topics, I can wait, but I have something else perhaps we could discuss.
Okay, go ahead. Yes, please.
Okay. Thought it was a good forum to do this in. As you know, at the last meeting in Finance, we talked about the 2021 road program. The administration has had some talk about adding adding another road to that program. Specifically, it's the portion of Seven Hills Boulevard where the Hemlock project ended. Okay, especially at that beginning intersection, it's worsened, since that project has finished. It wasn't in the greatest of shape at the beginning, but obviously the Hemlock project had a start and stop somewhere. And also, that road is a main road to one of the entrances to Calvin Park. So with the proposed improvements that we have that we're anticipating for 2021, we thought it would be a good idea to finish up Seven Hills Boulevard. It's about 1,018 feet, and it'll add approximately $127,250 to the project. Okay. So, in doing that, it's going to increase the engineering fee by a little bit also. It'll actually increase the engineering fee by around $7,000 to $8,000. Okay, I know that the road program proposal for Bowen to prepare specifications, get out the bid is on first reading on the agenda tonight. I believe it's 98-20. If council elects to, add this road to the program, we may want to just justify that, perhaps amending that ordinance to add this street if the group feels it would be necessary. Again, we think it's a good idea. We've had several residents call in. I think the service director can attest to that, and likewise the mayor can attest to that. And I believe the local councilman, Councilman Snitsky in that area, can also attest to that too. And perhaps Mr. Snitsky, if you want to add anything to that, feel free to go ahead.
Councilman Kuyu, if I may, this is Councilman Snitsky.
Yes, go ahead, Councilman Snitsky.
Daniel, you've taken my fire away. I was actually going to ask, if possible, that we amend ordinance number 98-2020 when it comes up for first reading, that we amend it to add $7,889.50 to that, for a total of $170,432.55 to add the fee for the additional engineering for that forgotten stub end of Seven Hills Boulevard. So I was going to do that when we came to the reading of the actual ordinance, but since we're talking about it now, if anybody wants to talk about it, this is as good a time as any. And thank you for bringing it up, Daniel.
No, and thank you for concluding with all that other information. And I didn't mean to steal your thunder, Councilman.
Could you give me those numbers again, Engineer Collins, please? I'm sorry. I was looking
Yeah,
for a pen.
absolutely. I'll start from the beginning. This is adding a portion of Seven Hills Boulevard. Okay, it's 1,018 feet with an estimated cost for resurfacing of $127,250.
Okay. And you said the engineering fee was basically $7,889?
Yeah, well, what it is it's going to increase the current ordinance from $162,343.05
Okay.
to $170,432.55. Okay, so that's an increase of what Mr. Snitsky said was $7,889.50 from the original proposal.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Okay. Do we want to go ahead and vote on that then in this, or are we just going to discuss that then in the regular meeting?
Councilman Collier, this is Council President Kelly.
Go ahead, President.
I would suggest that if there's no objection, that you guys make the amendment on the floor during the council meeting. If someone wants to make a motion to amend ordinance number 98-2020.
Okay.
Providing there's no objections from the committee.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to amend ordinance 98-2020. this evening's meeting? Get a
We would
second?
actually do that during the
Oh, do it
Councilman
during
Kulia, we
the
would
council. Okay. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Okay. Is there anything else, Engineer Collins, that we need to know?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No, that's it for right now. I appreciate your time. Yep.
We appreciate the information. Okay. If any questions by the committee, from the committee? Any from council? Administration? Okay. There's no questions or comments or suggestions, then I'd like to make a motion to adjourn Public Works at 6:36. Roll call. Councilman Snitsky?
Point of order. Councilman Kulia, you'll need a second.
Can I get a second?
Second the motion.
Okay. Thank you, Councilman Curriasis. Roll call.
Snitsky, aye. Curriasis, aye.
Cooley, aye. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Chairperson Kulia.
Thank you, Madam
Okay,
President.
moving on to, thank you. Moving on to Community Services with Chairperson Phil Curriasis.
Madam President, I call community service meeting to order at 6:36 p.m. And Community Service Director Tony Terry, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I'd like to turn it over to Tony Terry.
Good evening, everybody. First, I'd like to wish everybody a happy holiday season for whatever holidays it is that you celebrate. This will be the last time that you guys will have the opportunity to have me in a meeting, so I just wanted to share that with you. While I'm on the subject of the holiday season, I wanted to just give a quick update that our Yuletide program, which serves 36 less fortunate families from the city of Seven Hills, was a very big success. I was able to negotiate with Myers to get turkeys for the city of Seven Hills, the city of Brecksville, and the city of Broadview Heights, all of which are in the program Yuletide together. In total, Meyer gave us 125 turkeys, 125 pies, and 125 beans and corn, which they put in a bag and assisted in handing out to our residents as they came for the pickup. We also had a phenomenal showing from our residents, as well as members of our council and administration, where we were able to gather over $15,000 worth of food and gift certificates for our residents. So we're very proud of that. It's unfortunate that, especially during COVID, that I'm the only one who has the opportunity to hear the crying and get those hugs, whether they're virtual or in person, and all the thanks and gratitude of people who this year told me on several occasions that there would not have been a Christmas without our residents and like I said, our elected officials stepping up and making it happen. So I'm very proud to say that it was a great event. The week before, we held our parade, which was a phenomenal parade. I would like to thank Chief of Staff Kristen Sabin for helping us to get the Santa Claus. I would like to thank Spencer Abbott, Mayor Biassiata, and Kristen Sabin for their assistance in running the parade, and then the police department and fire departments, specifically Chief Saloom and Lieutenant Kappas, and Chief Mecklenburg from the fire department. Their help with the route and making everything go effective was beautiful, and thank you for the elected officials who chose to partake in it as well. I know, for example, Councilman Delaquilla wanted to but wasn't able to, so we were appreciative for everybody who was able to make it. Then we did the Zoom with Santa, which was a big hit. I thought that went really, really well. We were able to give kind of some insight to Santa for the kids, and the kids were super excited to have that opportunity. My department was a little disappointed in the fact that COVID took away all of the events that we would have done this year, and it was a difficult year in that we had to constantly plan for an event, and then it wouldn't happen, and we'd have to kind of redirect. So I'm very proud of the work that the department has done with the help of the people that I had mentioned earlier. That's what one more update. I know I'd spoken to you guys in the past in regards to the city of Parma, and the city of Seven Hills and the city of Parma had been in an agreement as far as transportation services for residents to haircuts, doctor's appointments, banking, to the recreation center. Well, that partnership has ended because the city of Parma has decided that they were going to be moving on to senior transportation connection, and they'll be doing their transportation through that company as opposed to in-house. So the city of Seven Hills is working on some possible grant scenarios to acquire some busing for us, or as well as finding out what it would look like to enter into an agreement as well with Senior Transportation Connection. And that is my update for the 15th of December.
Any questions for Director Tony Terry from the members of the committee? Anyone else on council administration?
Councilman, can I ask for a second?
Go on, Councilman Snitsky.
Tony, I want to thank you for all the work you've done this year, especially considering half the time, well, all the time, your projects ended up getting shot in the foot because of COVID. You know, I want to commend you on the parade. Again, it was a lot of fun. The parade was a lot of fun. It was so nice seeing those kids out front waiting for Santa. I'd get them all fired up when I drive by and tell them Santa was following right behind me, and they would all jump up and look. And thank you for inviting me to deliver food. It was very rewarding to deliver food to the residents that needed it, and it gave me a good Christmas feeling in my heart. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I also want to follow up with that and commend Director Terry for all of his hard work this year, everything that he does for the city. And I was up here on Friday for a little bit watching the people get their food. It was quite a great thing for the city of Seven Hills and for everybody that helped Director Terry with passing out the food, with the parade, and everything else that he does. Thank you. With nothing else, can I get a motion to adjourn?
No, Councilman, it's Mayor Biassiata.
Go on, Mayor Biassiata.
I have two items I want to have discussions.
Okay.
Committee. Okay.
Go on.
Did you say go on?
Yes, go on, Mayor.
The first is Mayor Biassiata. It's that time of year for the Community Development Supplemental Grant. Okay, this is a $50,000 grant funded through lottery proceeds. It can be used for a lot of different things. Street shaping, resurfacing, park projects, many, many, many things. We had evaluated need here at City Hall, and I'm making a recommendation to Council that we apply for a community service bus to replace our existing one that's dilapidated. We have cost estimates for a new commuter bus to suit our needs. Going to be around $53,000 to $55,000, and this grant's for $50,000. There's going to be a public hearing on this topic a week from today, 6 p.m., council chambers. It'll be open to the public, and we'll provide electronic access as well. But at the end of that, I'm looking for council to do a resolution 2 weeks from today, taking in any conversation from today, feedback from the public meeting, and then do a resolution to apply for the supplemental grant, which has a deadline of January 8th. So December 28th is the last meeting before that deadline. In addition, there was an extension on the community development block grant. I'd like the city to apply for the block grant as well. Parameters on the block grant are a little different. It has to be in a low to moderate income section of town determined by the census data. But that grant also can be used for many, many different things. And that grant's up to $150,000. If we want to just kind of talk about them one at a time or in tandem, we can. If anyone has a preference. If there's no preference, I'll talk about some of the potential uses, but not limited to, for the block grant. And remember, these are competitive grants that I have experience with. Every community goes for them. We may not get them. The trick is to put a grant together that has the best chance of winning. For the $150,000 grant, and I'd like to have, we have time. I want to begin the discussion today, but if you have ideas, we can continue talking about it a week from today in the public hearing before we finalize on December 28th. And I was thinking, and I'd love to hear everybody else's opinions, that the $150,000 would be well put towards a new concession stand at Kelvin. We've had ranges for a new concession stand bathrooms at Kelvin that go from between $200,000 and $270,000. If we were to apply the $150,000 and put in the additional sum from our new park fund, I think that helps our scoring, because it shows a commitment that we're putting in and we're finishing a project and we have skin in the game. The park services not only Seven Hills, but all the visiting teams from other surrounding communities, and we put that in a grant. So, you know, the more people that can utilize something and the greater access it has, the higher point total you're going to get and improve your chances of getting approval. Now, we do have a few streets in our 2021 proposed road program that fall within the geography of the block grant. Two streets that are very close to the price. Call that up. Nothing comes in at $150,000, but we have estimates for two streets that are pretty close. East Clearview is one, and I know there's one other one, East Hillside. Both have estimates of about $171,000-ish that we could apply for as well. Now, I'll leave it at that. I'm open for feedback on both grants. There is a public hearing a week from today at 6 p.m. in council chambers. It was advertised in the Plain Dealer today, and we're going to get it out on our city social media / website tomorrow if it hasn't already. But I'd like to hear from council on these two grants.
Anybody have anything for the mayor? Go on, Madam President.
Thank you, Chairman. I appreciate it. Mayor, I have a question in regards to the 2021, the County Department of Development grant. There was discussion of the community services bus being replaced. Do we know the current, the model year of that bus and the mileage on it?
Yes, I'll defer to Director Johnson, but we have all that information.
Okay.
Yes, Councilwoman, the bus is a 2001 Chevy bus. It was purchased May 10th of 2001. Current mileage is 73,026 miles. It was purchased for $33,182. And some of the issues with the bus are the air conditioning doesn't work. The door is so rusted out that it would have to be welded and fabricated another frame for the door because the windows are falling out of the door. It has multiple fluid leaks, suspected gas and oil leaks. The emissions, it will not pass the emissions test. The brake lines are rusted out. It's non-ADA accessible. And those are just a few things.
Wow. Okay, well, there you have it.
Yeah, I'd like to add that the new bus we're looking at has a wheelchair lift and the current one doesn't. And I also took that information that Director Johnson just shared, and I shared all the specs with the bus with the potential vendor because I wanted to see if it had any trade-in value. There's no trade-in value, but he said they'd be happy to arrange a transfer to a junk place to get scrap metal value, and whatever we can get for scrap can be applied to the purchase of the new vehicle.
Okay. Well, thank you. That definitely helps in making a decision. Also, too, as far as the public notice is, you said this is also available. Is council to be there in person, or can they be available by phone? How is that to work?
I'm gonna make it available just like this. It is gonna be open. I am gonna open it for people to come in, because it's advertised in the paper, and I want to give everyone an opportunity to participate. But virtual is allowable by the county rules as well. So council is going to be given a link just like we do for council meetings. So you could be there. We could have further discussion, and hopefully we get some resident input as well. But I feel I want to just add that I think the bus will score very well because not only does it have applications for our senior citizen groups, it has applications for our community service group, and we want to use it for our day camp as well. So Director Berger felt strongly about having the bus as well. We think it's an asset that can be utilized by a wide swath of people of varying ages. And it also fits in kind of, hopefully when COVID gets lifted, we're hoping to have more community events. So when parking is a situation, it's nice to have the bus. We can have an event in one section of town and bring people from a convenient parking lot.
So, Councilman Martin.
Councilman Martin, go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, I fully support the replacement of the current community bus. I think it's really important to have accessibility to the least among us. It's part of my professional business when it comes to vertical transportation stuff. How important it is to be able to get people within your community in and around and different events, and so I support that. But I also support the concession stand and restrooms with a restroom project that would create a fully accessible type of facility. So again, the full spectrum of the community can participate or be observers or in some way be able to enjoy our facilities. So the focus on accessible playground equipment, accessible concession stands, and accessible restrooms, and accessible transportation are all tied together in my mind. Thank you.
Does anybody else have anything for the mayor?
This is Councilman.
Mayor, Councilman Snitsky.
Thank you, Mayor. The bus has got to go. It's a hazard. I didn't realize it was that bad a shape. We can't be driving people around in that thing. And you looked at all the other things. Wow, we could do all these other things that maybe affect more people, but the bus is a hazard, and we have to replace it. And Calvin Park, yeah, I think that particular, as you said, because it services more than just our community, I think the skin in the game in that one is something that will help us generate that grant. So I think those are two very good ideas. Thank you.
Chairman, this is Mayor Biassiata, Mayor.
So I'm Mayor Biassiata.
I kind of want to wrap it up. We on the block grant, the bigger one, there's a lot of options. Obviously, a larger dollar amount. one of the things that we evaluated was playground equipment for North Park, different playground equipment like the Warrior style, obstacle course type. And that would also be something that we could use. I mean, the gamut of things that we could use the money for is large. But I think there's general consensus, and we've already done extensive work on what a future concession stand and ADA compliant bathrooms would look like at Kelvin Park. So when I go in to make these recommendations, they don't come kind of lightly. I look at the pros and the cons. Now, in the beginning of the meeting, I mentioned that, hey, there's a couple streets that we can potentially apply for. And that's great. And if anyone's really paying attention, I'm really about the infrastructure, and we're making huge investments in streets and sewers. But I'll give you all the benefit of my, just because we're spending too much time on this, the benefit of my experience. When I was a councilman, I brought, in 2 different years, year 1 and year 2 as a Ward 1 councilman, I brought grants to the city that I thought were in the best interest of my ward. And the first year I went in, I tried to apply for the block grant to have it right over. The second year I brought to the city and won the argument. I have a second grant for the second year for Beacon Hill Court, because everybody wants the street paved. And we got turned down. And after we got turned down the second time, I, similar like I do with McCreary, went downtown and said, why do we keep getting turned down? And they went in detail of how the projects are scored. And yes, somebody can go on a website and say, well, why didn't you do a road? Well, because the roads don't tend to get as many points, and we don't get approved. So it's always been my, you got to win the award, and understanding how the scored improves our chances and ultimately impacts the projects that I'm recommending to council. And there you have it. So my process is we're going to have that public meeting, which will be accessible to everyone. But then if council is on board, we'll need 2 resolutions, one for the supplemental grant and one for the block grant, on the agenda for 2 weeks from today. And I would hope we can get motions out of this committee for resolutions for each tonight. The first for the community service bus, the second for the Kelvin Park concession stand. And that way they'll get through committee. Now, we go to the public meeting, we'll announce our intentions, and if we get feedback from the community or further feedback from council, we can then amend those things before we apply. So we're not locking in. I just want to procedurally be in a good place to move forward 2 weeks from today. Thank you, Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Okay, I want to make a motion for this committee to put a resolution on the December 29th meeting for to apply for a supplemental grant for $50,000. Do I have a second?
Councilman Cooley, I'll second that.
Kelly, I second.
Okay, Councilman Kuju, second. Can I have a roll call? Kelly, Councilwoman yes. Kelly? Councilman Kuju?
Yes.
Councilman Cooley,
Councilman
yes.
Kuriazis, yes. Okay, that'll be on the agenda at the December 29th meeting. Then I want to make another motion to put for a resolution to for a block grant for $150,000 on the December 29th meeting agenda. Do I have a second?
Kelly, yes. Kelly, yes.
Councilwoman Kelly,
second.
Second. Can I have a roll call? Councilwoman Kelly?
Councilman Cooley.
Yep. Kelly, yes.
Councilman Kuyu?
Councilman Cooley, yes.
Councilman Kuriazis, yes. Okay, so both of those will be on the next agenda on December 29th. Do we have anything else for community service? Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn community services at 7 p.m. This is
Okay,
Councilwoman Stacy.
Curriaza, second. So community, do I have a roll call?
Kelly, yes.
Cool, you yes.
Curriaza, yes. Community services adjourned at 7 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Curriasis. This is Councilman Kelly, Councilperson Stacy Kelly. We're going to move forward with the Finance Committee, Civil Service and Personnel at 7:01 p.m. We do have a guest
Chairman?
this evening. Yeah, yes.
Go on, that's fine. Go on with the guest.
Did you have?
No, we'll wait till the guest. We'll wait till you're done with the guest.
Okay, thank you. We have a guest here, Elizabeth Cross, with the Alex N. Sills Company. Are you available? Are you online?
She was online. She dropped off.
Ah, okay. Well, I'll check back towards the end of my committee meeting and see if she's on. But I'll go ahead with the items in my folder for this evening.
Chairman, this is Councilman Curriasis.
Councilman Curriasis, go ahead, please.
I just want to know, I have something for executive session. I don't know if you want to do it now or do it at the end of finance.
We'll do it at the end.
Okay.
That's okay.
Perfect. Thanks. That's perfect. Thanks.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Okay. This was recently passed through Public Works. This is an agreement with Signal Service. This is for, hold on 1 second, I'll look at my paperwork. Okay. This is for traffic and signal repairs and the placing of flags through Signal Service Company in the amount of $6,000 for the year of 2021. I'd like to make a motion to approve for the agenda.
Martin, second.
Okay. Roll call?
Martin, yes.
Delacour, yes.
Kelly, yes. Okay. This is approved for the agenda. Okay. Okay, next, this is also through Public Works. This is with Shred-It. And these are for 3 shred dates, the year 2021, in the amount of $2,070. I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second, Delacour.
All in favor?
Delacour, yes.
Martin, yes.
Kelly, yes. This has been approved for the agenda. Also, I should state also this has been, does anyone have any objection to the ER being added, the emergency clause?
I'm sorry, you broke up there. What did you say?
It was my bad. I'm sorry. Does anyone have any objection to this being on the agenda as emergency?
I do not. Delacour, no objection.
Martin, no objection.
Kelly, no objection. Thank you. Okay. Okay, this was in Police and Fire Committee. This is for, we need approval by the Finance Committee for Fuel Man. This is for the gasoline for the Police Department for the year 2021 in the amount of $30,000. I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Martin, second.
Delacour, second. Sorry.
I heard Martin. Okay. All in favor? Kelly, aye.
Martin, aye.
Delacour, yes. I waited that time.
That's okay. I heard you both. Okay, I have a consent agenda. This is looking for approval for the consent agenda with the Chagrin Valley Dispatch. This is for the Police and Fire Department for dispatching services for the year 2021 in the amount of $169,000. I'll make a motion to approve for the consent agenda.
Martin, second.
Delacour.
All in favor?
Delacour, yes.
Martin, yes.
Kelly, yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's see what else we have here. I have an ordinance request. This is from Jen Berger, it's our rec director. This is with Warwick. They do our city computer services. This is for the year of 2021, and this is in the amount of $62,571. Are there any questions on this?
Councilwoman
questions,
Kelly,
I'll make a motion to approve.
if I can interrupt real quick, Ms. Cross is back on the
Oh.
line if you wanted to include her.
Yes. Let me just wrap up this request, and we'll be right there. Again, this is for Warwick, our computer services, in the amount of $62,571. Any questions on this from the committee? If there's no questions, I'll make a motion to approve.
Delaquilla, second.
All in favor?
Delaquilla, yes.
Martin, yes.
Kelly, yes. Okay, that is approved for the agenda. I'd like to go back to our guests. We have Elizabeth Cross from the Alex and Sill Company. Are you with us, Elizabeth?
Yes, I am. Hi, everybody.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good, thank you. Thanks for asking. Thank you for being available for tonight's meeting. And I understand that you're here if there's any questions or concerns over Ordinance 93-2020.
That's correct.
Okay, and for those who are not familiar with Ordinance number 93-2020, that's authorizing the mayor to enter into an economic development and job creation and job retention agreement with the Alex and Sill Company. Do any committee members have any questions for Ms. Cross at this time in regards to ordinance number 93-2020?
Councilman Martin, just go ahead and thumbnail the services to be rendered.
I don't have it all in front of me, unfortunately. It was for, this I'm just going off the top of my memory here. It was for an 8-year lease agreement. I hate to give the wrong information. Mayor, do you have the numbers in front of you, real quick, in regards to the agreement with the Sill Company?
Yes, this is Mayor Bianciano. And Liz Cross, you can double check as well. They are to sign an 8-year lease. The tax package is actually for 6 years, right, Ms. Cross?
It's for 8 years as well.
Oh, good. Well, that's what we intended. I had heard something different. So it's 8-year incentive package. Current payroll is going to get a 40% reduction over this time. This is for economic retention because they had a competitive offer from another city. And anything over the current payroll, there will be a 60% deduction. Those are the facts.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it.
Madam President, if I may. Delaquilla?
Councilman Delaquilla, yes, go ahead, please.
Thank you. I just wanted to point out to those in attendance that those numbers are laid out on page 2 of the proposed agreement attached to your package.
Great, thank you. Councilman Martin, did you have any further questions?
I have none.
Any further questions by the committee members? Any questions for Ms. Cross from council members in relation to 93-2020?
This is Councilman Snitsky. I have a question. I'm unfortunately I didn't have an opportunity to review this. Could Ms. Cross tell me for a minute what it is that she's doing for the city, or what their function's going to be here? That's all I need to know. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. We've been in the city since 1990, and
About a year and a half ago, we were acquired by a private equity firm who, our plan is to grow our corporate headquarters. So we had to evaluate our current space versus going to another city to help with our growth. So what we will be providing the city is consistent taxes for our employee base plus anticipated growth just based on our projections for 8 years.
All right, that's adequate. Thank you.
Any further questions from council members for Ms. Cross? Okay. Okay, I think we're good, Ms. Cross. Did you have any questions for council?
No, thank you, and I appreciate the opportunity. We're hoping that this passes because we're looking forward to grow with the city.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate you staying in the city. I hope you and your family have a great. May you and your family have a great holiday season.
You too, as well. Thank you. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Okay, folks. Let me see where I left off here. Okay. Okay, I have an ordinance request here. This is from Rich Petruniak, our finance director. It looks like a 2021 blanket PO for rookie athletics and adult sports program with Philip Tomberlin.
That's from me for the rec center. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Jen. This is for the period covering January 1st through December 31st of 2021 in the amount of $30,000. Did you want to speak to anything on this, Jen, or are you good?
Nope, this is just kind of a year-over-year thing. Coach Phil handles our rookie athletics, our youth programs.
Excellent. I'll make a motion to approve.
Delco, second.
All in favor? Kelly, aye.
Delco, aye.
Martin?
Martin, aye.
Okay. Approved by all for the agenda. Next I have, let's see, this is requested by, I'm guessing this Jen as well from the rec center.
Yep.
This is a blanket PO for fitness instructors for the period covering January 1st through December 31st of 2021. This is for multiple contracts. This is with several instructors for the whole year in the amount of $15,000. Any questions by the committee? If there's no questions, I'm going to make a motion to approve for the agenda.
Martin, second.
All in favor?
Martin,
Kelly,
yes.
aye.
Delco, yes.
Okay, this is approved for the agenda. Let's see. Next I have an ordinance request. This is to, let me see. This is for appropriation amendments for the year ending December 31st of 2020. And this is on ER, on emergency. Any questions from the committee? If there's no questions, I'll make a motion to approve.
Martin, second.
Delco, second.
All in favor? Kelly, aye.
Delco, yes.
Martin, yes.
Okay. That's approved for the agenda. Next, I have a resolution request. This is authorizing the mayor to execute a memorandum of understanding with the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Ohio Council and Local 3, 55-7. This is for our service department, related to changes in their normal work hours, scheduled lunch periods, and rest periods. Any questions on this from the committee? If there's no questions, I'll make a motion to approve.
Delacuilla, second.
All in favor?
Delacuilla, yes.
Martin, yes.
Kelly, yes. That is approved to the agenda on emergency. Okay, let's see what else we have here. I have 2 resolution requests from the Finance Director, Rich Petruniak. One is for the transfer of funds, which is the permanent movement of cash from one fund to another. The first resolution request encompasses 6 transfers. Did you want me to list each transfer, or did you guys review this in your packet? I'm not sure. I can go over it if you like.
I haven't really looked at it, but...
The first one is from the General Fund 101 to be transferred to the GO Bond Retirement Fund 310 in the amount of $1,882,888. The second is from the General Fund 101 to the Compensated Absences Fund, number 214, in the amount of $100,000. The third is the General Fund 101 to the Special Assessment Bond Retirement Fund 320 in the amount of $16,810.21. The next is from the General Fund 101 to the Capital Improvement Fund 439 for $1.5 million. The next is the Broadview TIF Fund number 224 to the GO Bond Retirement number 310 in the amount of $104,000. And the last is the Pinnacle TIF Fund 225 to the GO Bond Retirement 310 in the amount of $112,000. Are there any questions from the committee on these?
Madam Chairperson, Delacuilla.
Councilman Delacuilla.
Thank you. I would just indicate for those who may be listening, these numbers are very large, but this is how the city pays its bills. It moves money from one fund to another at the appropriate time, all with the guidance of our finance director and all in accordance with state law. And auditors look at this regularly and have not raised any questions about it. It's all proper, although obviously the numbers are very big and there may be questions in people's minds about those numbers.
Thank you for the clarification, Councilman. If there's no further questions, I'll make a motion to approve the resolution on the transfer of funds.
Madam President, Mayor Biassiata.
Mayor Biassiata, go ahead, please.
I concur with Councilman Delacuilla real quick. Most of these transfers are just year-end cleanup, but one isn't so much, and I don't want anyone to be surprised by it. We are forecasting. I'll be safe to say 1 million to 1.5 million surplus, meaning our revenues exceed. We anticipate will exceed our expenses this year by 1 to 1.5 million. And I'm recommending to council that we transfer up to $1.5 million into the capital improvement fund. And that's just kind of like your savings account. If you're saving up for a new addition to the house, you put money aside for that. These funds could be used for future land acquisition. They can be used for street projects, sewer projects, park projects, anything of a capital nature. And it's setting aside that money for future big projects, of which we know we have at least a few on the horizon. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, I do have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Delacqua, second.
All in favor?
Delacqua, yes.
Martin, yes.
Kelly, yes. Okay, that resolution has been approved for the agenda. The second resolution is to provide for the advances on an as-needed basis. The advances are the temporary movement of cash from one fund to another. So the first one is going from General Fund 101 to the 2018 Water Maintenance Fund 438, the amount of $61,703.80. The second advance is from the General Fund 101 to the Local Coronavirus Relief Fund 217 in the amount of $79,569.17. Is there any questions from the committee on this? If there's no questions, I'll make a motion to approve the resolution to the agenda.
Martin, second.
All in favor?
Martin, yes.
Kelly, yes.
Delacqua, yes.
Okay, both resolutions have been approved for the agenda. Let's see what else I have here. I have something here for a Brand Stetler Carroll agreement. Jen, is that up for discussion this evening?
Yes, Madam President, this is Mayor Biassiata. I can explain that.
Okay. Yes, the floor is yours if you wanted to discuss it briefly.
Yeah, real briefly, that's the $40,000 for the contract with the architects who are going to evaluate our parks and help put together a master plan and walk us through the various steps of approval, including community feedback. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have a question on this. Has Brand Stetter worked in the city before on any projects?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Do we know what projects or?
Yeah, they designed the rec center. They were the architect for the fire department as well.
Any questions from the committee?
Master, for their experience in putting together master plans, this is Mayor Biassiata. They do not, this contract's not for design specific plans. And I'd also like, because that politically, those are politically sensitive buildings. This firm has done Lakewood Park, Wagger Park, numerous parks in Northeast Ohio. And the architectural plans that were submitted to the city 20 years ago, before any of us were involved, the actual building was not built to those plans. So the as-designed specs are quite different for the rec center as opposed to the rec center itself. For instance, the rec center design plans from Bad Setter had an Olympic-sized pool, and that was changed as a cost section by the administration and council back in the day.
Thank you, Mayor. Any questions from the committee? If there's no questions, I'll make a motion to approve the agreement with Brand Stetter Carroll in the amount of $40,000 to help assess our parks.
Delacqua, second.
All in favor?
Delacqua, yes.
Martin, yes.
Kelly, yes. This is approved for the agenda. Next, I have, let's see. It looks like a consulting agreement revision. I didn't receive anything from Carol, so is this supposed to be on in Finance Committee this evening for our engineering? anyone know?
Sure, I'd love, basically, we're going to have, council's going to have to vote on a new contract with Bowen and Associates. We're going to have, the change the name from our primary engineer from Dan Collins to Mark Schmitzer. All other terms remain the same.
Okay. I just wasn't certain if this was actually to be discussed tonight or not, so, but we're okay moving forward with this. Are there any questions by the committee? Okay. If there's no questions from the committee, I'll make a motion to approve this for the agenda via consulting agreement revision with Bowen and Associates.
Madam President?
Yes, Dan Collins, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Engineer Collins, I just wanted to piggyback off the mayor. Also, what's going to change is the assistant city engineer's name also. That's all.
Ah, got it. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Sure.
If there's no questions by the committee, I'll make a motion to approve this.
Bill Aquila, second.
All in favor?
Bill Aquila, yes.
Martin, yes.
Kelly, yes. Okay, this is approved for the agenda. I don't have anything further in my folder. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Any questions or comments from our committee members?
I have none. Martin?
Okay.
No, no.
Okay. What I would like to do before we adjourn finance is make a motion to go into executive session for personnel / appointment. Is there a second?
Martin, second.
Bill Aquila, second.
I heard Martin first,
Okay.
and we'll do that by roll call. Delaquila?
Yes.
Kelly, yes.
Martin, yes.
Okay. And this is for all council members and our law director.
Okay, if somebody could text me when they come back in, let me know. Thanks, bye.
Okay, Todd says we're recording.
Thanks, Jen. Okay, this is Council President Stacy Kelly. We're going to re-adjourn our Finance Committee at 8:22 p.m. Is there any other business before the Finance Committee? Any questions or comments from the committee members?
I have none.
Chairperson Kelly, this is Rich Petruniak.
Yes, Director.
Yes, just one item regarding tonight's agenda item, ordinance number 91-2020, regarding the fire truck lease purchase agreement. The agreement that was attached to the packet that was sent out to everybody was incorrect. It was an old version. So Carol sent out the revised agreement to the Finance Committee members this afternoon. I just want to make sure you have that. That it's, I don't know if there's any action to take during this committee, but just to make sure that it's amended on the floor of the council.
I do have the amendment, and I'll make the motion on the floor.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for raising it.
What number is that in?
91, I believe.
Yes,
Ordinance
that's correct.
91.
It's 91-2020, and Norm and I are supposed to be doing it.
Yeah, I'll make the motion to amend first, and then if you guys want to do the reading for the amended ordinance.
All right, I'll second your amendment.
Thank you. Okay, any further questions from the council for the Finance Committee before we adjourn? Any questions or comments from the administration?
This is Mayor Biassiata.
Go ahead, Mayor.
I'd like a motion to go on executive for employee performance.
Okay. And who's required for the meeting?
Council.
Okay.
Law director, like to join.
Wait, I'm sorry, you cut out.
Elected officials.
Okay. Any objection by council or by Finance Committee? Okay, I'll make a motion for executive session. Or did you say personnel?
Yes.
Okay. And I need employee performance. Okay. Personnel employee performance. And that's at 8:24. I'll make a motion. Is there a second?
This Finance Committee, yes?
Yes, the mayor's requested an executive session for employee personnel performance.
Is this still executive, or is this still finance?
Finance and personnel.
We readjourned. Yeah, we readjourned
Okay.
finance, and the mayor has an executive session.
All right, I'll second the motion.
Discussion. I'd like more detail on what the issue is.
Employee performance. I don't know what more you want me to identify those employees. I don't think that'd be appropriate.
Point of order, it was already seconded.
It was seconded. I had a discussion.
It was seconded already, is what I'm saying. So it's a point of order.
And so I
It was
had
seconded by
discussion.
roll call for the executive session.
Delacour, yes.
Martin, no.
Kelly, no.
All right. So I take it the employee performance question should be brought up in public and from the dais. That's not how everything's ever been done. Law director, is anything you'd like to put in? And how these matters
it's
typically...
it's for the protection of the person that you want to speak about, that you have the executive session. It would be inappropriate to do it in a public meeting, in my opinion.
I'm not allowed to go into a private, an executive session is allowed by the state of Ohio because our councils refuse to do it.
I only heard 2 no's.
Yeah, well, they were in committee, so I don't know how it works from there. I'll defer to you.
Well, you could bring it up and, we don't really have caucus, but you can bring it up to the whole body.
If I bring it up, does the vote have to be unanimous?
No.
Okay, well then I can bring it up from the dais, so we can go into exec then if a majority support that. Is that accurate, Bob?
Yes, you'll need 4 votes.
Okay, I'll be making the motion during my miscellaneous statements.
Okay.
Any further comments from council or the administration before we exit Finance Committee?
Yeah, this is Snitsky. I don't know why you won't let the mayor go into an executive session for a personnel matter from finance. I don't get this one. This one kind of baffles me.
Why can't we do it in miscellaneous comments during the council meeting?
Why should we not do it when we're in the committee that deals with personnel? That's your committee. It deals with personnel. So whatever.
Stacy Norm Martin.
Councilman Martin.
As a member of the committee, I asked for additional information related to why the need for the executive session. There could be additional items added to that sentence to make it more palatable, but right now it can mean anything. Is it related to what? What do you mean performance?
This is Mayor Biassiata. Deal with one individual related to lack of performance and one individual related to a safety issue.
Thank you. If the issue came up again, I would vote yes.
Let's try this again. I'd like to make a motion for to enter into executive session as requested by the mayor for employment/personal performance. Is there a second?
Norm Martin, second.
Martin, second. Roll call, please. Martin?
Martin, yes.
Delaquila?
Yes.
Kelly, yes. Okay, we'll go into executive session at 8:29 p.m. Jen, can you please let
All right, we're live.
Thanks, Jen. Okay, this is Chairperson Stacy Kelly. We're reconvening finance at 9:08 p.m. Are there any questions or comments from the committee? Any questions or comments from the other members of council? Any questions or comments from the administration before we adjourn? If there's no questions or comments, I'm going to make a motion to adjourn the Finance Committee at 9:08 p.m.
Martin, second.
Is there a second? Delacuilla, second. Okay. And roll call, please. Delacuilla?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Kelly, yes. Finance is adjourned at 9:08 p.m. And then Jen, just let us know when we're ready for to begin.